country.
Yes. What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. I hope you guys had a great weekend, because I had a great weekend, which I'm going to get to in a second. If you're watching the Scorpion Show for the first time, I hope that you click that subscribe button. Also, everyone, please click the like button, and also share this video to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or wherever you choose to share our video. I want to start this video off by giving a shout out to my girl Sharita, aka Rita. She, a couple weeks ago, she had invited me to this couples night that she was having, right? But she wanted you to come too. And I was like, child, I know Mikkel.
I don't have a couple. I'm not a couple.
I was like, I know that Mikkel is not going to do this. I said, well,
no.
I said,
but thank you for
I know I should have told him, but I was like, I know this ain't his thing. But I was just like, to me, I was like, anytime like we raise anything, we do anything, she's always supporting. So I wasn't going to miss out on it. But I was just looking for somebody to come with me to go to the thing, because I ain't going to be there by myself. And then all these couples there, yeah. Because
then they would have really thought.
Which I had to defend myself.
I knew y'all was together. Not.
So once I finally told her, like on Friday night, I was like, girl, I'm coming. She gave me her address and everything, but I ain't call her. I just wanted to show up. But I didn't know what time the couples night started. And you think couples night is going to start like 10, 11 o'clock. She said, oh, the party started at 6 o'clock. And I'm looking at her like, what? They done lit them little things that you light up and they go up in the sky. They had.
And she wanted you to come to that?
Yes, to host it. Like to
host it. I was about to say, because I would have felt out of place. Like, I ain't got nobody lighting no balloons with. And
yeah, they was doing all kinds of stuff.
That made me call my ex and curse him out again.
They was doing things like how they stayed there, like workshops and all of that stuff. And when I got to the door, I was like, are we late? It's like, you are extremely late. But she was happy that we came, and she had all of this food, and she still had people there. So I was like, oh shit, but it's going to be the after party.
Well, if she wanted you to host it, why didn't anybody communicate on what time it was?
Because she wasn't sure if I was going to come or not.
Well, I mean, she still could have gave you the time.
I know, but
like, if you come, this is the time.
Look, don't judge her, okay?
Well, I'm judging you too. Why didn't you ask?
I don't know, but just know that we left her house. We got there.
Is it me? Who's we? Who's
me and Brandon. Brandon went. Because I wanted Dennis to come too, but Dennis like, child, I was like, all right. Well,
and they would have thought you were in some type of menage a trois.
So I was like, look, we gonna go. Because she know Dennis because she watches the show on the regular. So I was like, but that's gonna be the fucking after party. So once I got a drink in me, right, she started talking about communication. That was like the first topic, communication. And then I got up and was like, communication is important in every relationship. Not even just a relationship at your job, at school, with your family. Communication is key. So there's like, you're right, and all of that stuff. And then they started talking about some of the issues they had with their husband, right? So she calls her husband upstairs because he was downstairs in his little man cave and everything. And they came upstairs and I'm like, somebody not telling the truth about something. Why you don't like his friend, such and such. So that leads to a whole big conversation, right? And one of the ladies grabbed her husband and like, oh, it is time to go. They're getting too deep in here.
And she wasn't here for that.
She wasn't here for that.
She was just here for the food and
drinks.
drinks.
So when she left, I said, anybody that don't want to go there, you can go out the door with her too. We just had a good time. We talked about domestic violence. We talked about sex. We talked about cheat. Do you think he's cheating? There was a couple there that was that met from cheating on their other spouses. And I was like, oh yeah, y'all the freakiest one, because she's like, I do everything.
But you know how you got him.
Yeah, that's what I told him. You not said it.
Okay.
She's like, no, he ain't going nowhere. He know better.
Oh, that's what his ex said.
we just had a good time, and I'm looking forward. And it's like that. I was like, girl, you need to host a singles night. Why am I single night? I said, everybody gonna come to that.
Yeah.
But it was just fun. So shout out to Rita. She gave us some extra food from my mom. The flowers my mom thanked you for. We just had a good time. And then on Sunday, I wanted to just relax because I had did all that drinking from Saturday night. My sister calls me and was like, Kevin, I'm cooking dinner. I want you to come over. Our brother Kendall was coming over because they never met him. I met him one time. He was a baby. And she was like, oh, he's finally coming over and all of this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm going to come. But I wasn't like excited because I wasn't sure if he was going to really come or not. But this time he actually came, and only one of my brothers and one of my sisters wasn't there. So it was all of us.
Nina too?
No, not because this is on my
dad's side. Okay.
So my nieces and nephews all there. We just had a good time. It felt like Thanksgiving. It wasn't even Thanksgiving. It was just fun. And of course, like, there's a whole bunch of questions I'm going to ask him, but it's, for a one-on-one. But he seemed to be enjoying himself. We was playing video games. Of course, I need to play some video games. So we all played games and stuff. It was just a good time to be with my family. I enjoyed them. And I'm just happy that he finally met us. Yeah, he showed up.
Does he live in Philly?
He lives like right outside of Philly. Okay. But it's still
right.
20 years. He's almost 20. And he's just now, it's a long story that I can't explain, but I'm just so happy that it finally happened. Mm-hmm. And then somebody's like, are you going to bring him on the show? I was like, no. He's like, well, why wouldn't you? Well, I don't.
Everybody always think you want to bring somebody on the show. Damn.
Yeah, but
they may not want to come on.
Yeah, but maybe one day, because he has some different views. He has some different views on a lot of stuff, especially like politics and race relations. And I was like, at one point I was like, I don't know, because this sounds like your white side, because his mom was white, my dad was black. And I was like, I don't know. Then his mom commented on one of the posts. I never taught my son to hate, different races and all this stuff. Like, we was just going back and forth
on there. He needs to stay home.
I was just like,
because then she going.
Because I just don't agree with some of his. I was like,
she voted for Donald Trump.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. But I spoke to one of my cousins, right? Mm-hmm. And she moved to North Carolina. By the way, if you're from North Carolina, if you're in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area, let me know, because I'm going to come down there to see my cousin. But she drives up, because she comes up here monthly to see her mom and everything like that. And she was working the polls. And she was saying, like, they was counting everything. And, they live in Bristol, like, out there, that Salem area, all that stuff. And she was saying that a lot of the white Democrats voted for Donald Trump.
Of course.
So it was just like, she said she was so disappointed in everything. It's just, this shit is crazy, y'all. It's just,
a lot of registered. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I had a good weekend. I can't quite remember what I did.
Did you sleep?
I slept. No, I didn't sleep. I'm lying. I didn't sleep.
No, you couldn't tell your first lady nothing yesterday.
No, had a good time at church yesterday. I will say this. Thank you to everyone who donated to the GoFundMe account that's on my Instagram page in the bio. We are already close to $400. We got about $55 more to go until we reach $400. Our goal is to hit $1,000. Hopefully I can hit 500 before the end of the year or by the end of the year. But thank you to everybody who donated. I explained in one of our previous videos what the GoFundMe link is for. So I won't take up too much time on this video, but if you go on my Instagram page, the bio, it has a GoFundMe link, and you can click on that link and you can read the message with the actual the campaign is for. So again, thank you to everybody who donated. There is no donation that's too big or too small. $5. I had somebody donate $100. Some people donated $20, $50, $30, $5, $10. Donation is too small. So thank you again, and I really, really appreciate it. Okay? But yeah, I had a good weekend. I didn't. Saturday, I did a lot of running around Saturday, and then well, Saturday I spent part of my morning at church, and I wasn't supposed to. Mm-hmm. This Saturday they had a women's thing where the women got together and they had like this little workshop. And I sat in the hallway because I was waiting for one of the women that was in the workshop to come out of the workshop because I had to show her something, and it was very important that I showed her on Saturday. I also had to take my pastor sister to her job so she can make these copies for me for free, because when somebody's going to make copies for you for free, you ain't got to pay at FedEx. Okay, you take advantage of that. So she said, all I need you to do is come pick me up from church, and I can take and we'll go to my job. So I said, bam. So I did that. I brought her back to the church and they were in the workshop. And I was in the hallway. First I sat in my car for about 20 minutes. Then I got out of the car and I went inside and I sat. And I was listening to the workshop, and I mean, these women were really pouring their heart out. I was like, wow. Like, it was some good stuff. Like, listen, I was like, man, this was powerful. Like, God, I was getting a little choked up in the hallway. But yeah, I had a good weekend. I can't complain at all.
Yeah, and you know I caught up on Downton Abbey. I'm now on season 3.
I tried to watch Downton Abbey on demand, but it kept coming up that you had to rent it. Is it free on demand? Where are you watching it at?
On Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I watch
You're
it
not watching it on demand. I'm like, how is Kevin watching this? I know he's not paying for this.
This family is a hot ass mess. I don't
have Amazon Prime, and it's not on Netflix.
No, it's not.
I will
used
say
to be
this,
on Netflix.
I will say this: I did start watching The Crown.
The Crown. How is it?
It's good. I feel so. It's crazy because I started watching it, and you know I'm a history buff, and it's like I feel like I know these people, but yet I'm learning like stuff that the public doesn't know. Like whenever you see the royal family, you always see them as this stuff, you know, but you forget that they're actually real people, and behind closed doors, they're just like us. But it's interesting watching the story of Queen Elizabeth and, you know, her husband kind of being like an outsider because he wasn't, you know, it's just a lot. And then her father being king, and then he died, and then she became queen.
This about the current queen?
Yeah, and her family, yeah, the current. And it's interesting because the story between her and her husband is very interesting. Like her husband was really outgoing, and it's crazy. The interesting part about it is that her and her husband are still living.
Still living.
Yes.
She's gonna live forever. Okay?
He's not. Well, you know, her mother died at 100 years old a few years back. Her mom died in 2002 at 100. But her husband is 95, and she's 90. She just turned 90 a few months ago, and they're still kicking it, living.
And she became a queen at what, 25 or young? She was younger than that.
She was around that age. She was almost 30 because her father died. He had cancer and he died, and it's an interesting story. It really is. It really is. Like it starts off little, you know, but it's one of those things that each episode it picks up and it gets better. And for some odd reason, the second episode is the episode where they show her father dying. I think it is. It's either the second or third episode, and it was just interesting how it all played out because she wasn't in Britain and when he died. She was on a tour. Her and her husband was on a tour of Kenya, and it was a tour that he was supposed to go on, but because he was so sick, he had her go in his place. And when he died, because she was so far out in Africa, she didn't find out right away, and they were trying to hold out from announcing it on the news before she found out, because they didn't want her to find out through the radios. But hours and hours had went by, and they were like, listen, we got to announce this to the people that the king is dead. And so they announced it, and it was interesting how they showed how it led up to her finding out that her father died. It was really interesting. But it's also sad because you think about today in technology, somebody died, you just instantly get a text. You know what I mean? Like that. But for her to not find out for hours and hours after the fact, it was really, really interesting. And this show the actors are really good. It takes place in the 1950s. It's just a beautiful, like, I really enjoy this show. Like, I can't wait to go home and finish watching episode 4 because I think that's what I'm doing now.
So this is The Crown, and it's on Netflix.
Yes. It's a new Netflix series.
Yeah, so make sure y'all check it out on Netflix again. So it's almost a week after the elections, and you know what? People, I want everybody to know, you gotta understand, it is what it is at this point. You can get out there and protest, you can get out there and rally, but it's not going to change anything of Donald Trump being elected the president. I just want everyone to know, if this is how you really feel about the elections, then you really need to know what's going on, who's your state representatives, who are the senators, and you need to call them and just let them know that you will not stand for these things. And if they don't fight for you during these midterm elections in 2018, they will be voted out. Those whose seats are on the block, you know? I just feel like everybody needs to be more involved in what's going on in their local cities. I don't know. I'm just not going to be out there doing that. But if things don't be right. Like Donald Trump hasn't even put his hand on the Bible yet. And we out there fighting and screaming and just over the elections. You have to be mad at the people that did not vote the way you wanted them to vote. And looking at the numbers, Democrats, either they voted for Trump or they did not vote at all. And the majority did not vote at all. They stayed home and did nothing. And when you do not vote, especially when you're Democratic, Republicans always win. And that's what they depend on, you not voting. It doesn't matter if you like Hillary Clinton or not. I wouldn't want somebody like Donald Trump in the White House. There's nothing I could do now. He ran a campaign based on fear and rhetoric, and he brought in racism and sex. He brought out so much in people.
Hatred and
Now people want to be even more open with it, and like I told y'all, it's going to start even more. Now we got children being harassed at school. You got people saying whatever they want to say to other people, just racist things. You got them writing on walls, "Make America White Again." You had people in South Philly putting swastikas everywhere. Like, it's just, he woke up people. He woke up the hate in people that's already been there, but he brought it out even more. And then they feel like someone like Donald Trump, they can do whatever they want to do. And then you have Steve Bannon, who comes from Breitbart News, that just has ridiculous articles. And they spoke to
racially motivated.
Yes, the racist people. Now he has someone like that in his cabinet. I forgot what's the position. It's not chief, it's your chief strategist.
So basically, Steve Bannon's position is he's helping Donald Trump with whatever it is that he needs to be focusing on, whatever issues he needs to focus on, whatever issues they feel as though is important, and he's helping him try to strategize how it is that they can solve these issues. Like, for instance, if there's an uproar of blacks protesting Donald Trump, or minorities protesting Donald Trump, Steve Bannon can come in and say, all right, as your chief strategist, we're going to try to figure out how we can handle these fucking niggas and spicks and wetbacks. Because that's
the
language that he uses on his website. You don't believe me? Go look at it. I'm not making this up. That's the language that he uses. We're going to try to figure out how we can handle them, and this is what we're going to do, and this is what you should do if you want to keep those people who voted for you, if you want to keep them behind you, so if you decide to run in 2020, those same people plus more will come out and support you. So he's helping Donald Trump figure out different things on how it is that he needs to handle certain situations. And that is not an individual that you want behind, well, should I say, in the ear of your president. That's not. I mean, Donald Trump, you don't want people to think that you are a bigot or you have, that you're racist, but yet you appoint people like Steve Bannon, who has made horrible comments about minorities in this country. I mean, his website alone has had articles, how if we want to stop the problem with women, or if women want to stop such and such, I forget what it was, but they should stop voting, it's just horrible.
He said stay off social media if you're worrying about sexual harassment online.
It's just horrible. So, yeah.
Birth control makes women unattractive and crazy. Would you rather your child had feminism or cancer? Hoisted high and proud, the Confederate flag proclaims a glorious heritage. Gabby Giffords, the gun control movement's human shield. And she got shot. Like, they just came up with all kinds of different, just
on
all
his
kinds
website.
of things.
And the man of this website is now our chief president-elect Trump's chief strategist. Yeah. This is what we have in Donald
Trump. And I didn't watch Donald Trump on 60 Minutes, but I seen the different clips that they released before the interview came out on Sunday. And clearly, he doesn't have a plan for anything. Donald Trump was just all talk. Everything, I'm going to get rid of this, I'm going to do that. But he never told you how he was going to do it. And now, he's looking stupid. He's not going to get rid of Obamacare. Oh, now he wants to keep intact key components of Obamacare. But you said you was going to repeal and replace it on day one. You said that you were going to have a plan to attack ISIS. Now you're giving the new generals that you're hiring 30 days to come up with a plan. You never had a plan for anything. This country is going in the shits. It is. The only thing you can do is stay prayed up and just make sure you and your family is taken care of. That's the only thing I can think of. Protesting only going to do so much. You have to be in there. If you can do anything, you can. How about run for office? If you want to make changes, you can always run for office. Get to know.
But I will say about the protesters, I'm happy that they're protesting and getting and showing people
how they feel.
Not just well, I mean, you have to accept it, but not just accepting it and saying okay, but they're actually getting out there and expressing how they feel without being, disruptive.
Yeah.
They're just, they're doing what it is that they need to do to show the world, listen, we are not happy about this. Other people may be happy with this, or people may be okay, but we are not. And so I applaud them for doing that, because I'm not a protester. I don't, that's I get my message out there in other ways. That's not to say that I wouldn't protest, but I just find other ways to get my message out there. But I am one of those people that I have already, like I said in that post last week, I already talked to God the night of the election, and I gave it over to him. And once I gave it over to him, I think many of you probably have realized in this past week, I don't even talk about Donald Trump like that. If I am, it's like a meme, a funny meme, but I'm not saying it because I gave it over to God, because he may be the president-elect, but we have one king, and he sits high and he looks low, and there is nothing that Donald Trump can do that this man ain't already seen and doesn't already know what's going on. So I gave it over to God. It's in his hands now. It's in his hands. I just hope and pray that the Lord above steers Donald Trump in the right direction.
Yes.
I hope he steers him in the right direction. I just hope he does. I just hope he does, because
we have all moved to
yes,
like bigger and better things, and we do not want to see this country go back.
If you are a praying person, no matter what religion you are, if you are a praying person, pray. Pray for this country. Pray for Donald Trump. It's nothing wrong with praying for Donald Trump, because he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Pray. You're supposed to pray and love your enemies, okay? If you have any. Pray for Donald Trump. Pray for him. Pray that God, like I said, steer him in the right direction. Pray that God touches his heart. That he touches his heart and his mind. And that he keeps a hold on Donald Trump's tongue and his fingers. His Twitter fingers. Okay?
Yes, because he still don't know how to not tweet.
He doesn't. So pray for him. Pray for him. Ask God to deliver whatever it is that is in Donald Trump's heart, all that hatred, all that malice towards minorities and immigrants. Ask for God to take that away from Donald Trump.
So now they're not building no wall, they're putting up a fence.
Yeah, now they're not building no wall, they're putting up a fence.
I know they are upset with them.
Oh yeah.
The wall just got 10 foot higher.
Right.
Yeah, around the White House. How about you put a wall around there? Because y'all need it. Because people going to be hopping over that fence to get at Trump. You thought they was over there trying to get Obama. Now they really going to be hopping that fence. And don't think they're not out there, because they are out there.
Yes, they are.
And speaking of prayer, I forgot to say in the beginning of this video, another YouTuber, The Ghetto View, Miss Nika on Facebook, she has been going through a lot of hardships. She's been dealing with deaths in her family. I think she has to check with her doctors to make sure that, I think it was a tumor or something like that, not coming back in her face. Like she's been going through a whole lot. And she is one of the YouTubers I respect, like with my girl Much Love from Kentucky, because Nina, Nina has hardships that she faces as well. And it just seemed like no matter how good they do, oh my God, like it just makes me upset, because it's like no matter how forward they go, it's always something that comes up in their lives. And they've lost several people this year. She's been in and out of the hospital, and it's only so much a person can take. And she asked me to ask the viewers, I'm getting sad, to ask the viewers out there to pray for her. And I ask you guys to do the same thing. Just pray for her and her family, and for them during this hard time. They're not ready to change the subject. But I just don't like to see stuff like that, because it just makes me upset to see that. It's like no matter how good they're doing, she is someone that supports all the YouTubers. No matter like what beefs was going on Y'all got to stop this. Y'all got to, because life is really too short. And shout out to the Ghetto View, and we'll be praying for you and your family. And I hope that you guys can really cherish each other next week for Thanksgiving, and we'll continue to pray for you guys. So,
everything is a test. And this is just a test that God is putting her and whoever else that you name that they're going through. Everything that we go through is a test. Whether some of us see it as a test or not, that's exactly what it is. God wants to see what it is. He puts us through things so that we can come out, we can go through it and show that we are able to come out of it as victors. Because let me tell you something. It is so true when you go through. I think I wrote this down on my phone too. I think because it's in my head, but I can't think of the words. I don't want to mess it up, and I feel like I am going to mess it up, but I can't find it. But when you go through stuff, you know, your testimony of what it is that you're going through or what it is that you've been through, it's a stepping stool for other folks, because what you go through, somebody else may be going through that same problem or may be coming up and just don't even know that they're about to go through that same issue. And how you go through what it is that you're going through can help the person coming up behind you and say, I saw how it was that you went through that and how God brought you out of that and how you kept the faith. And so therefore, I'm going to follow your lead, because like I said this before and I'll say it again, I just love this song and I just love this saying, but it's true that when you are blessed or when you've been blessed, it is so true that you ought to pass it on. So whatever test that Nina and the young lady from the Ghetto View is going through, they are going to be so blessed once they come out of this test that they ain't gonna have no say but to pass it on, because they are going to be able to come out of this, whether it is at the end of this month or the end of this year or the end of next year, and they're gonna say, oh my God, because I trusted in God and because I gave it all over to Him, look how it was that I was able to come out of this, and look how it is that I am now blessing. Ooh, child. I'm sorry. And I don't even know what's going on, but I'm starting to You just gotta claim that you are the victor in all this. You got to claim. You just got to be able to claim that. I said this before and I'll say it again. I go through so much shit that half of y'all wouldn't even believe. I don't mention it. I don't talk about it. I don't post about it. I don't even talk to Kevin about it. But I go through so much stuff. But let me tell you something. The God that I serve, I know for a fact that when it's all said and done, it's going to be a rewarding. I found this one right here. I found this one, okay? I found this one. This right here, it says, where is it? I just found this one. You see I got all these notes on my things.
Maybe if you type it in, like type in the words, it'll pop up for you.
No, because I ain't going to be... Oh, here, right here. It says, spiritual growing pains can hurt so much, but it is so rewarding in the end. And that is so true. When you are trying to get closer to God in whatever sense that it is, or whoever it is that you may believe in, when you are trying to get closer to that higher power, you always have the devil riding your back, because the devil is right there every step of the way, whether you're doing good or you're doing bad. And the devil can't wait until you start doing good, because he's going to grab a hold of you and say, not so fast. I still got you. And so you're going to go through those spiritual growing pains. You're going to go through that. But baby, let me tell you something. When it all is said and done, you're going to be like, no, devil, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Okay? Nina and Miss Nika, keep your head up. And
shit, I don't even know if Nina going through anything, but
well,
I know,
it doesn't matter.
Listen,
let me tell you something. We all use prayer, but you know what I've learned? What I've learned is that Don't wait. And this is not just for them, this is just for anybody. Don't wait for somebody to start praying for you. Start praying for yourself. Before you even ask somebody to start praying for you, start praying for yourself. Because you are the one that's going to get this ball rolling. You know what I mean? It can't nobody pray for me. I'm going to pray for my damn self. I'm going to pray for myself. I'm going to ask you to pray for me. But best believe it, while I'm asking you to pray for me, I'm just praying right along with you. I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm praying. So babies, just don't stop praying. Just don't stop praying. That's all, because prayer does work and it does change things.
Yes, it does. Woo, I'm glad I ain't get through the tears. But Dave Chappelle this weekend was on Saturday Night Live, and I had a chance to watch it yesterday. It was one of the best Saturday Night Lives ever.
I heard that it was, my boss told me it was really funny.
It was. In the beginning, Kate McKinnon, she sung the song Hallelujah, dressed up as Hillary Clinton. And she was like, I did not give up, and I hope that America doesn't give up either. And, it went from that to Dave Chappelle having like a 12-minute monologue about the state of this country, how he didn't vote for Donald Trump.
Was he the host of SNL?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It was a very long monologue, and they let him say whatever he wanted to say. It was so powerful. And it was just good to hear from a voice like Dave Chappelle, because we don't really see Dave Chappelle anymore now, unless you hear about him going on a comedy tour, but he doesn't be on TV like that. Mm-hmm. So he just spoke his mind, he spoke his word, his truth, and it was just amazing. And then he just went on to have a great show. He brought back the classic Chappelle show characters in a skit form. It was just so good. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And if you missed it, if you have Hulu, you can watch it on Hulu. I'm not sure if it's on demand yet, because I checked. So my nephew can watch it, but it wasn't on demand yet. But if you have a chance, watch it, because it was a really good episode. And I'm just glad to see Dave Chappelle back, and I hope that he gets back on TV. I know he doesn't want to do certain things anymore because he's in a different place in his life. But I do hope that he comes back, maybe once a year, 2 times a year, for
or even with like a sitcom.
Yeah, but it's going to be tough, because I think that a lot of people was trying to change him and have him do things he didn't want to do.
Yeah, remember all that money he was
offered? $40 million.
He turned it
walked
down.
away.
Jesus. And that was another thing too. At the time, I think just people were just like, how do you turn down that much money? And it's crazy because people just didn't really understand the mental aspect of it all. Like, I know, I'm gonna be honest with you, for me, I'd be like, bitch, where do I sign? Give me that money now. But when you're going through things, and when you have all of that pressure on you, and when you're being offered all of that money, it's like, wait a minute, what's really going on here? And then that's when you talking to that higher power comes in. That's a lot. That's a lot. And he turned down a lot of money, and he walked away for some years. Like, he just walked away, and you didn't see him no more.
Yeah.
You know where the hell he was at, what he was doing. You just didn't see the man.
That was my show, the Chappelle Show.
And he left when the show was like in its prime. Like, I was in high school when that show was still on TV. I was. Wow. My favorite character was when he would play the blind black guy who thought he was white. Oh.
And they did that trading spouses episode.
Oh my God. Oh, I thought that was hilarious. And he thought he was white.
But they out there. All his characters based on people we know.
People we know. Well, come across.
Yes. Oh man, I wish Charlie Murphy was there, but he wasn't. Because I used to love when they do the story time thing with Charlie Murphy. So yeah, if y'all missed that, watch it. Also, we found out about a veteran in Texas. After he got his meal and he asked for it to go back, he was denied the rest of his meal because they said a white man in a Donald Trump shirt questioned this man's service. And this man told him, you couldn't have been a part of this division because we had people like you where I was at.
Ooh.
And he showed the man his discharge papers and his ID, and the man still denied him.
Well, why did he have to show that to that man? Was the man the owner of the restaurant?
He was a manager on duty at that time. I guess he was questioning. He ain't no veteran. Why y'all giving him a meal? and he took the meal away from him. And the man started to record after a while, and he had a service dog with him. The service dog had his official tags and all of that shit. And now this man he's in trouble. Chili's is like,
The manager is in trouble.
Yeah, but they didn't say he was fired. But they like we're gonna.
I'm sure he's gonna probably get fired.
Yeah,
he
like
better get fired.
Yeah, after all that bad pressure, I don't even eat at Chili's.
Me neither. I ain't never stepped foot in nobody's damn Chili's because they don't have nothing I want to eat.
So, Chili's. He should have went to IHOP somewhere, but yeah. So now Chili's is under fire. They trying their best to smooth things over, but Chili's. Baby back ribs. That's the only thing I know about Chili's.
Chili's baby back ribs.
Sauce.
Barbecue fucking salt. That's the only thing I know about them Chili's. You want to go to Chili's? Do I want to go where? Nope, I'll stay home. Grab me that slice of bread and that peanut butter and jelly. I'll make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on toast, okay? Hand me that toaster. Chili's? First of all, Chili's of all places, I'm surprised they still open.
Yeah.
Chili's. I'm not going in there.
I'd rather go to Fridays. And I haven't been to Fridays in a while. So yeah, that's what I had. Did you watch the Housewives last night?
No, I didn't.
You gave up on that shit?
I kind of gave up on it.
Oh my God.
I was thinking about it yesterday when I was on my way home, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm mentally growing up, but I don't find that stuff interesting anymore. Eventually, I'm going to watch it, but I don't find the excitement of having to rush home and watch it like I used to a few years ago when we used to review it. And now I'm at the place now that I'm like for instance, I heard that I haven't watched none of Love and Hip Hop, any of the Love and Hip Hops, Jackie or that with Soulja Boy or that one. I ain't watched none of them. I'm not interested in those shows anymore. When you start growing up and you realize these people are older than you or acting younger than you, then you be like, hold up, something's got to give. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'll probably eventually sit down and watch a few episodes, but right now, I'm not at that place where I just be like, well, I gotta rush home and go watch that. I'm just not.
Yeah, but Sheree is definitely becoming, to me, like the star of this show.
What is she doing? Is she being messy?
She's not being messy. Just her and Kane just be going at it, and her making these damn noises and shit. Just her shade. She worked on her shade a whole lot.
But Sheree was always shady.
Yeah, but not to this level of shady.
Well, she probably got new gay friends.
Because you don't see Miss Lawrence at all.
No, you don't.
No, not at Hotel Sheree, show, whatever, Chateau Sheree.
Are they showing Sheree's son a lot?
No, but she knows that he's in college.
But she knows that what?
That everybody wants him.
Listen, he grew up. I'm one of those people when I see somebody on the street and I'm like, oh, they grew up. Then I start feeling old.
Yeah, the old man.
Like,
but it was good. I was supposed to do a review, but I came home too late and I just couldn't do it. But I'm going to do the review. And I can't do it on Sunday. Y'all know Sunday's my birthday. I ain't even making a big deal on my birthday, but Sunday is
this Sunday is your birthday?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
This Sunday is my birthday. So
We could have went through this whole month and I'd have never known.
You tried to. You're going to find out.
No. Well, I would have known once you said it. But you know how certain things you pass it up. You just like, wait.
Yeah.
No, for real. When you start getting older, certain things you just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but you know what? Every year is a blessing. And
Yes, it is.
I'll tell you on one thing. I used to be like, man, I just do probably 35, 40, 45. No, I think I'm going to be doing something for every birthday.
Somebody asked me, how does it feel? Like, how do you feel turning 27? And I was just like, well, I don't know. Like, I just feel like, listen, this is a good year, and I don't know. I'm just ready for my vacation.
Yes.
I still haven't bought anything.
It's gonna be
And
nice.
Dennis had the nerve to tell me, Dennis, the other day, me and him were talking. He got the nerve to tell me, I didn't know Beyonce knew you.
He said that on the phone?
He said that in my messages. I said, Dennis, why would you think she didn't know who I was? Oh, I just didn't think she knew who you were. I said, where have you been?
How did that even become a conversation?
I don't know. I really don't know. I forgot what we were talking about, but he said it. I'm going to show you.
I'm editing that whole part out because I'm so mad at him.
Don't edit it out.
Yeah.
Leave it in there.
No.
So we can bring it up in the panel. He asked me that.
I can't believe
I
that.
said, Dennis, Kevin even met Beyonce with me one day. I said, I said, but the day that Kevin met her, she and I had already known each other. I said, but Kevin was right there, and I stood right next to Kevin when he met her and everything. I said, he was shy, but he met her.
Yeah.
He said,
that was July 2011.
Yeah. He said, oh, I didn't even know.
Good Morning America. And we was out in that park all day.
All night. You come all day?
All night. You know what I'm saying?
All day.
That's the only time I'll ever do it.
And I'll never do it again.
That's the only time. And they kept moving us. Bitch, we was out there laying around. They was out there singing songs. And I happened to go to sleep. And Raquel came back and woke me up. Bitch, come with me. I thought
I didn't come back.
You came and got me.
Did I?
Because you can't separate it.
Remember, I separated because Shamar had extra ticket for the front, and so he was like, I got this ticket for you. So I'm like, okay, I'll go up there. It was you, it was all of us. And I said, okay. But then that was when I first met Yvette, Beyonce's publicist. And she was like, oh my God, I know who you are. And I'm like, you know me? Because I know you. And then that's when, and she was like, is Kevin with you? I said, yeah. She was like, well, call him and tell him to come. I called you. I didn't come back and get you. I called you. I never left that line, sweetie. I called you. Because remember, at one point, you was trying to figure out where I was. And then me and one of her daughters, we met you midway when I kept telling you where to come around at.
Yeah, but I remember that then.
Yes.
Because I got up. I was like, oh, I'm out. They were like, okay. And I was with some of the Jana people, some of my Jana fam. Hey, Shanna. I was with them, and
we got backstage after the show.
Yeah, nobody couldn't tell. During the show, I seen Robin Roberts. She was there with her little girlfriend. I didn't know she was lesbian at that time, but that was her girlfriend. We just seen a lot of things of how it works. And I was in her mouth. She was very happy for Beyonce.
Who, Robin Roberts? Yeah.
Yeah, she's just amazing. She was just having regular conversation and saying to the side, looking at Beyonce perform. It was a good day.
It was a really good day. And Beyonce was pregnant, and nobody knew at the time that she was pregnant. She killed it. And then we got pulled. Remember when we were up front, we were just like, okay, well, we good with this. And then they was like, no, come backstage with us. We was like, oh, bitch. All right, now stand right here and just wait. So we like, okay.
And Dennis, you true.
And we stood there for a long time. Dennis said he didn't know y'all met her.
Then Dennis got, wasn't Nitra with us?
It was Anitra and Rara, but they weren't backstage with us.
And then some guy tried to act like
he acted like he didn't know I was, but that was okay. You don't know who I am. Beyonce does.
So look, y'all, we're gonna get up on out of here. Y'all just have a good week. I gotta watch that show Insecure too, huh?
He did say that today.
Yes.
And you saw the proof.
Yes. He tried. Bring it up.
I'm not lying.
Because I can't.
I said Diggy was there too. He said, really? I said, yes, we all were there.
How you think we had Michelle's phone number and stuff? Like, I'm really pissed.
He doesn't. Yeah, Dennis. I love Dennis.
I'm really pissed.
I know y'all see me and Dennis go back and forth, but I love him so much.
Yes.
But he didn't know.
Yeah, and I have to watch that show called Insecure by Issa Rae on HBO. I know it deals with a lot of things that women be going through and a lot of issues. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm definitely going to watch it because it trends every week, and I feel like I'm behind. So I got to check that out. And yeah, you guys have a great week. We will see y'all in the last video for my birthday. That's going to be Thursday. We'll be back on Thursday. I'm mad at him. And you going to call him up?
Turn the camera
Didn't
off.
fucking try.
He might be at work.
Delivering the mail.
That's right. I know that's right. He better make those things.